top 5 things to do in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Number 5, the Royal Aviation Museum of Western Canada. The building is located right next to the Winnipeg International Airport. This is a fairly new building. It was opened May 2022. When you first walk in, you're greeted by this nice yellow plane. Bunch of other nice planes throughout the building. There's a Vicont. You could actually climb inside it, and I'm going to do that right now and see what it's all about. Pretty cool. That's where the pilot sat. It's a cockpit. A lot of switches there. I believe this is a pretty luxurious plane at its time. That's a Canadian Snowbird jet. This is probably my favorite plane in the museum. It's a CF-104 Starfighter. These planes are actually pretty cool. They're built like in the 60s, and they can fly well over 1,000 miles per hour, which is pretty fast. And here's a little UFO looking plane. This is one plane I would like to see fly in real life. And now let's check out the observation lounge. See a UPS plane there. Got some binoculars there to check out the airfield. And there's a plane taking off. I don't know if you can see it in the distance there. I believe it was a WestJet plane. This is a cool little plane because you can actually climb inside it, play in it. Which who doesn't like to do that, whether you're a kid or an adult, senior. Look at that, pretty cool. And this is Hobbs, the first bear pilot in the world. Number 4, the Leaf. This is actually another fairly new attraction that opened up in Winnipeg. The Leaf actually opened up in December 2022. Just have to say this is a nice looking building. And it has all different kinds of plants, which is pretty cool. Especially in the winter time when it's cold, a nice place to come and feel like, you know, you're outside somewhere tropical. This is one of the things I think the city actually needed. Check out this view here. There's a lot of nooks and crannies to explore in the building. They have this nice pond here stocked with kois. And the waterfall's pretty cool. And here's the kois I was talking about. The waterfall is actually the tallest indoor waterfall in Canada. It's about 6 stories high, I believe. This is the Mediterranean biome. Some cool plants here, but I like the tropical one way better. And here's a canopy walk. Get to see the top of the waterfall and everything down below. It also leads to the butterfly garden right here. This is opening day. There wasn't really too many butterflies to see, but I heard now there's supposed to be plenty of butterflies out and about. Number 3, the Forks. There's a lot to see and do at the Forks in the summer and winter time. Grab some pancakes from the Pancake House, or food from one of the various different restaurants located inside, or even grab a beer from the bar right here. There's also a lot of shops to do some shopping at. There's also a tower which you could take the stairs or elevator to the top. There's also a Travel Manitoba location on site just in case you need some travel information on Manitoba. This is actually Johnson Terminal. There's a lot of shops inside here. There's a restaurant and a nice cafe that has some pretty good coffee. One of my favorite things to do this summer is actually take a boat ride on one of these Splash Dash tour boats. The captains are always pretty good. They'll teach you about Winnipeg and make sure you're safe on the seas here. In the winter, I actually like coming skating here, whether it's on the river or the various trails throughout the forks. Especially when they have the lights out, like it looks pretty cool skating down these paths with lights on. And this is a nice place to get a picture in the summer or winter time. If you don't have skates, don't worry. There is paths to walk on. So don't be afraid to come even if you don't have skates to, walk through these lights. They look pretty cool. And you could actually skate under the canopy too. Or in the summertime you could dance under it. Number 2, Assiniboine Park Zoo. When you first arrive, you're greeted by this family of bears. There is a few places to grab food and snacks throughout the zoo, but I like to come with a full stomach when I go, so I'm not hungry like this wolf. The zoo even has dinosaurs, who would have thought, eh? Bunch of T-Rexes throughout the zoo. It was actually nice meeting this guy. Me and him are now friends. You could also go visit the goats. They like people. Look at that, meerkats. These guys are so hilarious. You could also take a journey to Churchill at the zoo. This is supposed to be the town of Churchill. I've never been, so I can't say if it looks like it. I doubt it actually. And now we're going to see the polar bears. This display is actually amazing. This exhibit alone is well worth the admission. Where else can you watch polar bears swim and play? Such beautiful animals. And if you have kids, there's a polar bear playground. The little playground looks like a Northern Lights inside. Number 1, the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. The museum opened up in 2014. I've heard a lot of people say that the building's an eyesore, is a waste of money, and other people say that it's amazing. I have to agree with the people that say it's amazing. There's many different displays throughout the museum, videos to watch. Like, there's a lot to do in this museum. There's actually a ton of walking in this museum too, so if you're coming, I suggest bringing a good pair of walking shoes or running shoes, something comfortable. Also, if you plan on coming, make sure you have some time, because there is a lot to see throughout the museum. Like, just sitting here and looking at some of this stuff is actually pretty cool. There's this contemplation garden here, which I liked. There's also some seating. You can just sit down and, sit and relax for a while. Just think. There's also a lot of places throughout the museum that give you great views of the city. And here's another good view where you can see the Red River. You can also take the stairs or an elevator to the top of the Tower of Hope to get a 360 view of the city. There's downtown Winnipeg.